Thank you so much for having me. Jen, I am thrilled to be here. I love you so much, and I am so thrilled to be in your company and the company of your listeners. As you know, you are more than just a friend to me. You're a sister to me as well. I've always thought of you as my sister. And so I appreciate this so much, my sister. My name is Rani Thompson. I'm 68 years young, and I lived in the United States for 51 years before returning to Jamaica. And I have a very long story, but at age 13, I was homeless in Jamaica. Um, when I finally left Jamaica, it was because I had uh, ended up living with a grown man who was 37 years old. And so my life started out very difficult in Jamaica. Um, when I got to the United States with my mom after a horrible incident that the police became involved, they found my mom and I was sent to the United States. I lived here, but I never really loved the United States. And my life in the United States became very difficult. But my belief in God and the ancestors have always been in my heart. And so I've also been blessed beyond measure. When I left on March 22nd of this year to come to Jamaica, I left a thriving business to come home. I believe that God and the ancestors wanted me to make this change. I had uh, worked for 51 years and taken care of people of all disability groups, individuals who preemie babies to 103 years old. And I had done my work. But when I came here, I came also in a wheelchair because when I came here, I had been stricken with an autoimmune disorder that almost took my life, but God saved my life. And so I feel that He saved my life so that I could come back to Jamaica and save children's lives. I hope I won't bore you. I believe that the Most High is very deep in my life. I believe that He has guided me and that He wants me to do a nonprofit here in the in Jamaica after leaving the United States. Uh, when victims suffer from complex trauma, they often experience depression, anxiety, self hatred, and disassociation. There's substance abuse and despair, and a lot of somatic ailments, which is what I think happened to me. I think my autoimmune disorder was me internalizing all the pain that I'd suffered since my childhood with hunger and homelessness. Individuals that are exposed to this type of trauma are also at a heightened risk for self destruction. And in my teens, I was self destructive. I wanted, but the Most High stepped in. Uh, we tend to also turn into either victims all our lives, or we become people who treat people horribly. And um, we tend to experience difficulty with interpersonal and intimate relationships. And I can say, yeah. And the thing is that I am not ashamed to tell people I have 4 children. They're by 4 different men. But I brought them up as a single mom. And they're all beautiful children that have um, done what they needed to do to become human beings in a world where there's so few real people who feel anymore. And of that, for that, I'm proud. Uh, but back to why I came back to Jamaica. Uh, Part of the healing journey for any child like I was is to have education and job training and someone to understand that survivors need to be empowered so that they don't fall through the cracks. So I have a belief, and I'm going to tell you this, and you tell me what you think, Jan. If milk gets bad, it becomes yogurt. Yogurt is more valuable than milk. If it gets even worse, it turns to cheese. Cheese is more valuable than both yogurt and milk. And if grape juice turns sour, it turns into wine, which is even more expensive than grape juice. You are not bad because you make mistakes. Mistakes are the experiences that make you more valuable as a person. Uh, Alexander Fleming made a mistake and it invented penicillin. Don't let your mistakes get you down. It's not practice that makes perfect. It's mistakes we learn that make us perfect. It's true. We have so like I said, I'm 68, right? And at 68, one of the things that I have learned is never stop learning. The minute you stop learning, you become stagnant. And when I was on that bed and I couldn't move my feet, and my children had to lift my feet to put it on a pillow, it gave me a lot of time to think because I couldn't move anything. I was just laying there. And I learned that um, I need to get up when I get up, tell my brain that I'm going to get up and reach out for ideas that I've always loved and move myself forward. And I did, slowly but surely, to the point where I went from the bed to, as I said, I use an electric wheelchair. But now I've been in Jamaica, believe it or not. In 3 months, I'm already walking the length of the house. And I'm all, yes. And I have a video of me mopping out the the carport. And I'm so I've already had so much health benefit just from being here, using the herbs and the foods. Jamaica is filled with Africa. Jamaica is filled with our ancestors. And Jamaica is filled with all our old time knowledge that still exists today. The the Maroons, I get chills talking about it because the there's no place quite like our island here, you know. It's it's magical. Do you know that Jamaica is one of the only places that have every type of beach in the world? Most places will have a beach that's white sand or gray sand or brown sand or black sand or pebbles. Jamaica has all of them. Our land of wood and water have wood that nobody else don't have. Guangu and mahogany and all the things that our ancestors brought over as seeds in their turbans and hair. Yes, yes. When we talk about the herbs now, one of my business things that I will come to if I don't talk you to death before then will be to tell you that a lot of people who have autism use CBD their children, and they will not travel uh, to other countries because they cannot give the children proper medication while they're vacationing. Um, to an island where they can't get it safely. I take care of all that in my business. People who have a wheelchair um, and want to come to the island. I have people that will take them from the airport where they are all the way to their resort and take care of them there, whatever they need. We'll even have doctors on contract that if you need a doctor, um, we'll be able to have nurses and aides while you're on your 2 week vacation with your family. Your family doesn't have to be trapped into taking care of you. You will be able to go and enjoy yourself and go and watch the Bob Marley and go to Dunn's River Falls and go out for evening dinner, you and your spouse and your loved one who needs care would be well cared for. And you can do it without regret. You can do it in a fabulous way because I intend to be a world class type of venue for the people to be able to travel to. Um, I have autism certification. Um, I have trained staff in the tourism industry. I have several collaborators that, say, for example, uh, someone has a son who is on the high functioning autism level, and he doesn't really like to go out on the town with his family because he doesn't like a lot of noise. I the sensory issues. So then I have several collaborators where he would be able to use VR, virtual reality, and he can enjoy Jamaica using the virtual reality, or he can do something like go um, use a robot to go undersea diving in Jamaica to um, enjoy himself while he's there at the house. Mom and dad can be having a grand time at supper someplace. And of course, we all know that a lot of times children and adults who are on the spectrum love water, which leads me back to my original purpose for coming here. My business is only because I want to do this community component. There are children in Jamaica who are treated badly because they have autism, because of disabilities and no access. Our own people here don't have a chair and need a chair, have to be walking. I'm in a chair. I am grateful. I am blessed. But I need to be able to use this business I'm starting and getting going to make sure that if I see a little girl like I did last week, I could look at her and tell she had cerebral palsy. And it looked like somebody sent her to the store. And she walked into the store all by her lonesome. Our, our, our body thin. You can tell the girl don't get enough to eat. I have tears coming. Man, um, our head, she have a bald spot in her head because you can tell that that is probably where she sleeps. And nobody don't comb her hair regular. And uh, the cab, excuse my language, but the damn cab man wouldn't stop for me to give her a couple dollars. Oh, that's them so mean. Man, I see another man walking with a cane. I can walk with a cane like that. And I only do it in the house to strengthen my body. But I have a chair. I was in that same cab. And I say, what about if we stop to get this man a ride down? And he said, no, sir. And him keep us. And I won't use him again because of that. You know? Cerebral palsy. No, no, no entitled, not entitled to, and really, um, to the point where it's almost disdain for, even for me. I have found that I've had to search out places that are inclusive. Uh, because even the government offices, the banks, and the various other places don't have accessibility. Their stairs, a lot of the places are older, and they've made no attempt to give any kind of even if you're not in a chair. But if you're 70 years old and going into the bank, you don't want to have to climb 10, 15, 20 stairs to go up there. Or if your mother sends you, a daughter sends a mother a Western Union. It's not fair that this older lady has to go all the way up into the Western Union, up the stairs, and stand up and wait in a long line. They don't have any kind of real appreciation for the elders. It's true. You have to you, you have to understand, even sometimes young people, um uh there's traumatic brain injury, for example, where someone's in their 20s. Just because they're in now stuck in a wheelchair, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to go on a vacation and enjoy a beautiful, get into that sea water. I have I have collaborations with a lady who does water massage. Um, she will come, and I have certain equipment to go across the sand. So I take you out your wheelchair and put you in the sand wheelchair, which can go on the sand, and take you over to the sea. And then you and her and the chair would go in the water, and she'll take you out the chair, and she'll sway your body back and forth so that you could feel the sea moving against you, or you could feel the waterfall on you. Just because you're paralyzed doesn't mean you can't get joy out of that. You've been in a car accident and you're 30 years old. Your life is not done. You can you can participate in activities. So anyway, um, I came here on March 22nd. It seems like forever. But in that short space of time, the Honorable Dr. Bartlett, who is the Minister of Tourism, met with me and loves my idea. And he has been uh, very helpful in getting me started. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I've written up my what I call a pitch deck, which is when you pitch to investors for grants or uh, get investors. Well, I was told, by the way, Jen, that I don't need investors because they believe I'm going to get tons of grants. And it's so, and but they've ignored it because it's so hard to fix. It's hard to fix. It's not an easy fix, but there are ways. For example, one quick thing before I start this, I want to tell you they have technology now that you can actually have stairs that turn into an elevator. So people who, um, say for example, these big banks and everything, I wish I could find some kind of really good young black engineer to come over here and get them started in business so they can turn all these, because accessibility is necessary in the world. And just like how the United States and Canada has accessibility, Jamaica better get it, because if it doesn't, it's going to fall by the wayside. Have to move. Exactly. And the group of people that I'm working with at the tourism industry told me, they said that everybody who has anything to do with tourism now has to have some kind of accessibility plan. If they do not, they cannot succeed because the way the world is looking at them, the way the world looks at people with disabilities, and the trillions of dollars that can come in from people. Remember, older people are retired, they have money. Veterans who are sick, they usually have good paid paychecks. Uh, so there are many, many people who have big money who are disabled or elderly, or the younger ones. There are many people in the United States who have very, very high positions that have children with autism and stuff. They're not going to want to bring their children to Jamaica if there's not some place for them to go, you know? That is where that exactly that is where that's why I said if we could find like a young engineer, maybe one will be on your program listening to us now and said to himself, you know what? I'm not gonna stay in the continent I'm on. I'm coming to Jamaica and I'm gonna start a business and I'm going to make money off the government and every place and every bank and every place that needs to have one of those uh, steps that turn into an elevator. I will build them and install them and keep them up. It's because it's not just installing them. Once you install them, you have a job for life. Yeah. So, but this is my um, business. I will tell you a little bit about it now after talking you to. Okay, I will do that. So, the challenge is that disabled tourists face significant challenges, including a lack of adapted rooms, accessible transfers, and professional staff. Families often feel guilty leaving behind members with special needs, and Jamaica lacks comprehensive, accessible tourism options. So, I want to target individuals with diverse disabilities and their families, neurodivergent individuals, and those with physical, medical, social disabilities, which let me stop here and say social disabilities plague our world. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, all kinds of social dilemmas are abounding. because we're living in such a stressful world where finances cause a huge issue, and people don't often relate their financial trials to their depression. But I always say, when you're in recession, you're always depressed. If when no money coming in, you're always feeling sad. Yes. So I want to do older adults and people who are blind or who need personal care services. Um, and the families who are seeking a safe and secure experience. And what will set us apart is the fact that we're the only people in Jamaica will be doing this. It's a comprehensive accessibility with features and specialized staff who are trained. We have premium services and personalized care. And we have a unique focus on holistic and homeopathic supports. So if you come here and you want to get massaged with coconut oil, and I see that the rafting guys always putting the mud on the girls and thing. And that's fine for some people. But if you want to get a real good massage, I have a lady that does massages. I have a lady that does Reiki. Um, a lady who does yoga. And she does yoga for people who are disabled so they can stay in their chair or even in bed. I provide whatever you may need on your journey. So all these things are available. Homeopathic, blue vervain, um, and the things that fever grass and all the things and teas, um, lots of stuff. Anyway, um, we will offer like wheelchair friendly rooms and accessibility to public areas. I have some beautiful beaches, some beautiful homes that have wheelchair accessibility. Then we'll give the personalized care and medical assistance. And I've been in the field of autism for the past almost 51 years. From I was in high school, I worked with children with disabilities. So I have tons of autism friendly activities and sensory friendly environments that uh, the children with autism can go to. And so we plan on having the expertise and the certification, and um, we're going to be a welcoming and supportive environment for people who have any type of disability. And we are going to be diverse in that if you have a problem and need, you say, for example, you're scared to get on the plane by yourself, we have people that will actually come and meet you at your home, draw out the plan for you to go talk to TSA, which is the people who in the United States, they're called TSA, the Transportation Authority at the airports. When you're disabled, there's certain ways that you can bypass all the crowds and be able to um, get from one place to another. You're able to take your wheelchair, the air, the uh, airport, and whatever airline you're on has to accept your wheelchair. And I tell you, another reason that I know this is well needed, as having taken care of people with disabilities All my life, I always take them on vacation. I have never had a vacation. I take them on vacation, but I've never had a vacation. Because, yes. So, this is what I want to do for families. I want to be able to present them with an option where, for once in their life, they can get a caregiver holiday, something that they can participate in, enjoy, their loved ones can also enjoy, and then I can make the money so that I can do raising children's spirits, which is my community component. Yeah, which is the foundation I want to build. So, again, I thank you, Jen, for listening to me ramble on. Now that I've done it, maybe I'll come back because I talk a lot about the Orishas. I believe that spirituality is why I'm here right now. I believe the ancestors are why I'm here right now. I believe the Orishas are why I'm here right now. In fact, I believe they lifted me up and brought me here. Yeah. And they're waiting particularly for women because us mothers of the earth, we are, not to say anything about the guys because it takes both, but the men have historically over time, because of patriarchy, they have gotten to the point where they seem to be the only ones that have stepped forward in the community. But women have worked tirelessly under uh without any vision. It's like you and I are two women who have worked tirelessly, along with all the other women who are mothers. But because of patriarchy, uh, it appears as if what we do is insignificant. Exactly, and it is so necessary. It's got you cannot, as Bob said, everywhere is war because we need the woman energy to create that softness, that care, that empathy. So when we do what we do now, and there are many of us, like I love Mia Motley. Uh, oh, she is such a wonderful. Um, I think about Maya Angelou. These women are women of substance. Mm, we need Michelle. Michelle. Oh, Michelle is an amazing creature, an amazing, wonderful woman. She is. So, yeah, every time I look at her, you know what I think about? I think about how the Most High must be so happy to know He has created and molded such a wonderful creature to have gone. And when I say creature, don't take it wrong, because God created all creatures, great and small. So when I say she is at the heights of being a powerful woman, and we all need to become powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, One thing before you let me go, because I'll talk you to death. You know that. So, mm-mm, mm-mm. So, okay. Or maybe even three. Yeah. But I want to tell you also that I put on my my camera so I can tell you and face you face to face and say, I love you. And you could show my face for this little bit of time, I suppose. Then they could tell them that I wasn't dressed for the, not dressed for the occasion, but see me. I'm Rani Thompson, and I'm pleased to meet you. Okay, so. I'm on Facebook at TTH Resorts, and I have links that I will send to you so that you can post them for me. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, a blessing to me. Yeah. You know, that's my dream, right? So I have this dream that we have a women's organization. And you know how everybody has their different religions? So I see a couple of Muslim ladies and a couple of Christian ladies and a couple of Hindu ladies and a couple of everybody, and some people who believe in the Orishas and some people who believe in Obia and some people who believe in whatever their belief structure is. But they're all women. And I see us all in a circle holding hands. And when we hold hands, we're all going to put them up towards the sky and um, towards that one creator that we all love. Yes, yes. So that is my dream, and maybe one day we'll be able to do that. Yes. Everyone. Yes, it is true. Yes, yes. We have to take our power back. Love you. Sounds good. Yes, yes. I will most definitely. Just let me know when you're ready now and we'll do this. I'll put on a little something and look decent. Also, look, um, please, if you get a chance, may I have a copy of this? Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, Miss Sister. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Auntie.